on the way to pick up Dr Billy Garvey, flying in from Melbourne. He's ready for a big day. Oh shit, Greg, I'm doing an intro. It's a terrible start. I was thinking about this in sort of the brief notes I made for when I introduce you, but it'd be highly unlikely, I would think, for boys at the age of 13, 14, 15 to share raw emotion with each other.
Yeah, my 3-year-old said to me in the car the other day, she was like, I want to be a boy. And Annalise is like, how come? And she's like, because they don't cry.
Interesting. How do you answer that?
Well, so Annalise answered it and said, your dad cries all the time.
Good.
Our parents didn't know much better, but male toughness was this kind of thing. And as we're about to go to like an all-boys school, one of the most important things we can do is help those kids learn emotional regulation. All emotions are okay. Collaboration and cooperation with peers. Boys are hopeless at it because they struggle with depth.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Where are the troublemakers in the group? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands are going up everywhere. That's because we love you.
One of the things with boys is they often are a bit behind in their emotional development. In social media, where a lot of our identity now exists, a lot of the stuff that is highlighted on those platforms is physicality, is success. They want to be seen as the powerful figure.
How many of you guys are on social media? And how many of you feel like you've been disrespected or emotionally challenged from social media and feedback that you've had?
Well done, guys. It's very, very impressive being able to put your hand up like that.
The biggest thing we worry about with all of this is shame. Like, you and I are so lucky that no one was filming what we were doing in our teenage years. Because if they were, that would potentially have an echoing effect through our entire lives. As a teen, you really struggle with impulse control, and if you film something, do something, someone else films it, say something, and it's captured forever.
Yep.
The consequences of that can be huge.
Another question would be, this is a brave one to ask, how many people would put their hand up to say that they'd be okay if social media didn't exist at this moment in time in their world? It's pretty brave too, Dr. Billy. Now, we created an initiative called 36 Months. And 36 months is the idea of delaying social media from the age of 13 to 16.
The bit that's really important about now is you're deciding how you feel about yourself. Your relationships with each other will be one of the big determinants of that. What we know through science is that the biggest predictor of how much cash you'll make when you're an adult, where you'll live, the relationships you'll have, and how happy you are will be your social and emotional skills that you pick up now.
One of the key words that no doubt you've heard of is resilience.
Resilience is built through failure. You've got to fall down to learn how to come back up from it. That's the trick with resilience. It's not like, well, we'll just do breathing exercises and you guys will be really tough. Put your hand up if you do online gaming.
Fortnite players, have a look at them.
Put your hand up if you've ever experienced someone giving you a hard time on one of those places. So yeah, amazing. So the guys that put your hands up first, you guys are the leadership in this school because you felt comfortable saying that. And you guys should be a part of directing how this gets better because Wippa and I, you'll be way more in touch with this stuff.
So yeah, what did you think, Wippa?
We did all right. I think we did okay. We had some engagement, which was good.
Yeah.
I was concerned, but you're right. It just takes that first question, doesn't it?
Giving them a voice. The voice bit is really important, especially for teenagers. And if you give them a voice, it shows they've got some control and input.
Talk me through the difference in approach talking to a group of girls compared to a group of boys.
Yeah, because now we're going to an all-girls school and we've just left an all-boys school, and it's actually going to be harder for us, Wippa, because one of the things about connecting with people is the similarities that you share.
Sure.
So that's why it was easy for us with boys, because we did, didn't we? We talked about our own teenage years.
We've been there.
But it's going to be harder to form that connection here.
Thank you for having us here today.
I actually am more excited to hear from you and the questions you have about things that you're struggling with or your experience that I might be able to help with.
If you are on social media, could you put your hand up? Why is it that the impact of social media on teenage girls is more severe so quickly than boys?
Yeah, so one of the reasons is that boys are much more likely to use like direct aggression. Like say I'm at your high school and you have just come up to the girl who likes me and said, do you want to dance with me or him? And I have to then confront you about it. I'm more likely to do it directly. Whereas girls are more likely to do it indirectly, and social media allows for that exclusion and mocking.
That's a really good point.
I'm very lucky because the teenage girls that I get to meet in clinic are amazing. And I meet lots of girls that are so socially isolated because of bullying.
Are they?
Yeah, it's devastating.
We know that in a 6-month period, so half a school year, almost 50% of kids your age will have experienced bullying, including online. It's really, really common. Put your hand up if you've ever felt crummy because of social media.
When that session started, my heart sunk a little bit. I don't know if you guys caught it, but when I asked them compared to the boys, have you ever had negative experiences online? Not a single hand went up, and it's not because they don't have them. It's because there's no way that they could actually say that.
Yeah,
it's like
they can't be open enough.
No, they can't be open about it.
And tell me, put your hand up if you feel like it's a really positive part of your life. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder if you guys feel like sometimes your parents are like looking over your shoulder at what you're doing on your phone and social media and all that stuff. Does anyone feel like that? Put your hand up if you think your parents spend too much time on the phone.
Dr. Billy, is there any advice in terms of shortening the gap between child and parent?
Just listening is the most important thing that we as adults can do.
The challenge for girls in this space is being assertive. Like, how do we give them permission to push back against some of the things and be in control and be comfortable seeking control? I was really impressed by the boys and how comfortable they were talking about their feelings and experiencing bullying and all that stuff. But yeah, it felt like we've got more work to do with girls.
Yeah.
And just giving them a voice. And all these kids now are building how secure they feel about themselves in the world. And that's why they often will try and fit in, because fitting in is affirming that I'm valued.